What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants and hate. So, I put a video out about the current situation with Lomachenko and Tank Davis. So, this guy, Clemens, already stated the fact that there will be no fight because Lomachenko feels that he is not motivated. He wants to spend time with his family. Okay? I read it to you guys. I even posted it just for those who their two eyes didn't see it, because I know that there's always people that you have fanboys, you have race fans, you have all of this type of bullshit where people they hear and see one thing and say something completely different. They say something completely different from what the fighter that they're defending is saying, from what their team members are saying. They just make up shit. So funny thing is, all of a sudden now, Tank Davis is asking for $40 million. He's not worth $40 million. And in his last pay-per-view, it didn't even sell, even with Benavidez. Well, that just means Benavidez is not a draw either. That basically just means that Lomachenko is that worse off, because by far Tank is a much bigger star than Lomachenko. He makes way more money per fight than Lomachenko. And these are all facts that you can look up. Okay? But at the same time, did you hear Egis Clemens say anything about $40 million? Did you hear him? Well, no, we're not fighting because Tank is overpricing himself. No. Clemens goes on to say no amount of money is going to motivate Lomachenko. We know that this is an extremely lucrative fight. It's not the money alone. And if he's not motivated, there's no dollar amount that's going to make him fight. And that he wants to come back towards the end of the year and fight. Funny thing is, before this announcement, you know what comments were being made? I think Lomachenko can beat Tank. I think the only way Tank wins is if he knocks Lomachenko out. This is what was being said, right? Now, all of a sudden, I'm seeing comments about, Tank waited for Lomachenko to get old and all of these things. You want to know why these things are being said? Simply because Lomachenko is ducking. Now you want to dig into the past. Oh, but what about when Tank ducked Lomachenko? He ducked Devin Haney. Yeah. What about all those videos where I roasted Tank for doing so? And you know the funny thing is, I said I think Tank can beat all of them. So I don't even, see the point in what he's doing, other than he's become complacent with, I can make big money regardless, even without fighting these guys. I've already done so. So there's no rush for me. They need me. Truth is, they need each other. And I said plain and simple, Tank is wasting a lot of good years out of his life focusing on just the money and not legacy. So where was all these stupid comments then? You guys were defending Tank, saying it's Floyd's fault, it's Ellaby's fault, it's Al Haymon's fault. And I'm saying no. Tank's a grown-ass man. He's the fighter. He has the final say-so. Stop making excuses. So now all of a sudden, now you want to start bringing up things, but this has nothing to do with now. It's just a deflection. So yeah, when Tank was doing cowardly shit, I was calling him out. But now Loma's doing cowardly shit. You want to make excuses. I'm not supposed to call it down the middle and call out Lomachenko. No. This is why I call him your Loma Christ. Because you guys worship these guys. You worship him. He can do no wrong. Just like, it's funny. A person goes, Tank ducked Lomachenko, he ducked Devin Haney. You know how it's so funny, like I always say, you guys can always come up with who ducked who, except for the fighter that you're defending. Because when Lomachenko was WBC champion, okay, and Devin Haney was his mandatory. No, he chose to not fight Devin Haney. He wanted to go and accept the Fran Cheat Championship. Okay? Yeah, the Fran Cheat Championship. He abandoned the WBC. Then you see I started calling Devin Haney an email champion. Well, the only reason why he was an email champion is simply because Lomachenko refused to fight him and dropped the belt. But that wasn't a duck. No, when Lomachenko does the same shit other fighters do, well, he was just daring to be great. He was going up for bigger and better opportunity. What do you mean? He didn't go up and do shit. Only thing he did was fought Teofimo Lopez and he got his ass whooped. It's as simple as that. Then after the fight, yeah, a couple of days later or whatever it was, he goes and posts a picture with his shoulder all bandaged up or whatever. Yeah. Right? And you guys made excuses about his shoulder. Then all of a sudden, Teofimo makes excuses and does the same exact thing when he fights him. It's funny how you called out Teofimo for doing the same thing, all you Loma Christ fans. But then at the same time, when Loma does the same shit, it's an excuse. So you guys play this childish, petty, tit for tat nonsense. So here's the deal: Tank Davis cannot possibly be wrong. Devin Haney cannot possibly be wrong. Okay, any other fighter for that matter, and Lomachenko will not be wrong too. So you guys are so childish. Well, they did it first. Like, grow the fuck up, man. What are you minimum? Like what happened to you guys, man? Then you went, oh, so you're saying that Tank Davis? No, don't put words in my fucking mouth. I never said nothing to defend Tank Davis as being some, oh, he does everything spot. No, I've roasted him many times. Like I said, where the fuck were you then? Yeah, it's okay when a content creator gets on a fighter that you don't care for. But when they tell the truth and call it down the middle, because the fighter you like does the same shit, oh, it's excuses and an attitude. Who gives a fuck, man? You can feel what you want to feel, but I'm going to tell the truth. So this all being said, okay, let's make some comparisons for all of you excuse makers out there. Let's say, for example, you cheated on your woman. Okay, we can say whoever cheated on who. Okay, same scenario. But let's say you cheated on your woman. And let's just say whether you confessed or got caught. Let's say you felt like shit for doing so. Let's say you apologized. You made no excuses for what you did. Bottom line, you sincerely felt like shit and you apologized. Now, let's say whatever time period y'all had to go through your healing process, your woman comes to you and tells you she forgive you. She knows nobody's perfect. You made a bad decision, but she knows that you pretty much, you feel bad about what you did. You understand what you did wrong. And she trusts that you'd never do it again. She loves you. She's there for you. And let's just move on. The past is the past. Now, I don't care how long after that, but this is her words to you. And you guys have basically gotten past that and you feel like shit about it, but you're glad she forgives you. Then all of a sudden, one day you just decide, hey, you know what? I want to do something special. I'm going to cook her a nice dinner. I'm going to go out, get her some nice, smell good, let's go to Bath and Body Works or wherever the hell you go and get your shit. Going to get her some roses and all this. We're going to have a nice, romantic, quiet night at home. Well, quiet until we get into the bedroom. But you know what I'm saying? Bottom line. And on your way to do so, you happen to see a restaurant window and she's sitting there holding hands and snuggled up with some other guy. You go confront her. It's not what you think, blah, 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 blah. But then all of a sudden, her ego, her pride and selfishness and her stupid, childish, her childish antics kicks in. Well, yeah, just like when you cheated on me. You wouldn't like that. Because even though you did what you did, you guys got past that. You'd never do it again. I don't know. Some of you just can't keep it in your pants and you have no self-control. Some of you are scumbags. So, bottom line. And for the record, I've never done any of this shit. But at the same time, what I'm saying, you guys wouldn't accept that. You've gotten past that. Why are you bringing up the past? I did what I did. I'm sorry about it. I apologize. There's no excuse. So now you're going to do it. Or are you going to stand there and say, you know what? She's right. Okay, listen, finish your dinner. You guys have a beautiful night. Go fuck the shit out of her. And when you guys are finished, I'll be home waiting for you. Oh, thank you, honey. You're so understanding. This is why I love you. So I'm just going to go fuck his brains out. Then I'll be back to you. You wouldn't like that, would you? There's some of you are weirdos, so you probably get down like that. But bottom line, for the real ones, you know exactly what I'm saying. You guys always want to dig up the past just to deflect the here and now. Because here's the deal. So when motherfucking Tank Davis was playing Duck, 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 Goose, and I called him out, I'm calling out Lomachenko's ass the same way. Like it or not, it's a fucking duck. Clearly. And you want to know who's not talking about 40 million? Aegis Clemens, Lomachenko. Lomachenko has no interest in fighting Tank. In fact, One of the differences with this fight is they've never been in negotiations before. It's just the point that Tank has always showed no interest. Every time they brought up Lomachenko, didn't I just do videos about this as well, even more recently? He always was nonchalant, like it was no big deal. Didn't I just do a video saying the fight that needs to happen right now, no need to postpone this fight, the fight that needs to happen is Tank and Lomachenko. There's no reason for Tank or Loma to fight anybody else other than each other. Didn't I just make this video about 5 or 6 videos ago? Didn't I just make this video? And all of a sudden, look at what happens. Look at what happens. This is the fight being made. We're hearing fights this close. And all of a sudden now, no fight, right? Okay. Shit happens. My whole thing with you guys, though, is you're biased. You can't say what I just said. You can't. You can't admit, no, Lomachenko's ducking. No, yeah, well, he did it first. So here's the deal. I tell my sons, I teach my sons this, and I always have taught them this since they were kids. They're young men now, okay? I'm not responsible for anyone else's son or daughter on the street, around the corner, or anywhere else. I'm responsible for you guys. I don't care what the rest of these kids are doing. You keep your nose clean. Do you understand me? You keep your nose clean. Okay? Don't put yourself or put me in a position where I can't help you. Don't worry about peer pressure. Don't worry about stupidity, ignorant, dumb nonsense. You keep your fucking nose clean. You put yourself in the wrong position with something you're doing home you shouldn't. The police are not going to your friend's house. They're coming here. Something goes on in your part of it. No one separates you, even if you're with them, but I'm not going to do. No, you separate yourself from stupidity. You separate yourself from trash. Okay? So when you see people doing something stupid, I don't care even if it's something silly. Okay? Like I literally watched a video with my son yesterday. We just shook our heads. A grown young man, okay? The cops was called on him because they decided to go, I don't know if it was Walmart or wherever, some type of supermarket, wherever, like they was in some type of supermarket. The police were called on them because they were farting on people. Literally farting on people. When the police comes, they go, what's going on? Oh, well, I've worked all day. I'm bored. I'm just bored. We were just farting on people. I'm just bored. Like it was no big deal. Like it was no big deal. This is what this guy says. He's saying it nonchalantly, like, yeah. So like, what's the big deal? All I did was farted on someone, and the police officers tell him it was a female cop and a male cop, and they were telling him, listen, that's nasty. It's childish. It's not funny. Okay. And he's like, well, yeah, we was doing it. He's like, well, don't do it here. I know they just told us that we had to leave, so we're leaving. It's like, okay, because you got to go. But somehow they get outside. I'll post this video if you want to see it. And it just made me just shake my head like, wow, this is the day and time we're in. The female officer, he starts flirting with her. Why are you looking at me? I say, how you looking at me? And tell her how pretty she is. And somehow before she pulls off, she ends up giving this young, childish guy her Instagram. The other cop is standing there. He's showing pictures of some other woman, comparing who you think is prettier, this cop or that. I mean, okay, do you understand what I mean? So this is exactly what I'm saying. This is the type of childish mentalities I see in the comment sections. You guys come in here with your feelings. I don't care how much you like Loma. I don't care how much you like Tank. I don't care how much you like AJ. I don't care how much you like anyone. You want to know what the reality is? If you can't be honest, you have no right to say shit. If you're a dishonest, biased person, you have no right to say nothing about anyone. You can't even have a conversation with an intelligent person. You can't have a conversation with an honest person. You need to shut up, keep your lips closed, because why? The only thing you're going to do is make a hypocrite out of yourself, defend the fighter you like for doing the same exact thing that someone else has done. Just like I said, if someone raped your daughter, would you go rape that? Would you go rape that person's daughter and say, well, he did it first? Like a big ass kid? Because this is like what you do in the comment section. And that's what I told my sons. Don't ever come to me talking about, well, I wasn't the only one. Well, they did it too. I'm not responsible for them. You keep your nose clean. Simple. Don't tell me, come telling me what other students were doing, what your friends were doing, your associates were doing, or whatever. No, you do what I tell you to do. You put your ass in a position where now all of a sudden Pop can't help you. Do you think I want that for you? So you have to not want it for yourself as well. Or do you tell your sons, hey man, well, you know what? If that person did that to you, go back and do it to them too. He did it first. You're just retaliating. Or do you step in as a grown adult and bring some resolve to it? Nowadays, when you look, the adults are causing more trouble than the young people. Even old, elderly, white-haired, white-haired elderly people out here trying to fight, 70-something, 80-something years old, getting in people's faces and acting ignorant, spitting on people and all kinds of shit, calling the police on their neighbors for washing their car on their own property. I mean, everything you can think of. This is part of what's wrong with society. People think they can just say and do whatever they want, and no matter how stupid the words are that come out of their mouths, they think it's justified because they get in their feelings. No, your little bullshit feelings changes nothing. Lomachenko is a good fighter. Tank Davis is a good fighter. There's so many of them out there that there's some good fighters out there, put it that way. Guess what? When they do bullshit, I'm calling them out. Plain and simple. So like I said, if Loma's not motivated, and this is how ignorant you are. You listen to a whole video and still come up with the same dumb comments. Like I said, if he's not motivated right now, he doesn't feel it. No, don't get in there and do it just for the money and get knocked out, because guess what's going to happen? You're going to get knocked the fuck out. Even if you're motivated, I still say Tank wins. That's not the point, though. Oh, no way Tank beats him. This is what you guys were saying before, right? Now all of a sudden, oh, he waited for Loma to get old. No, every excuse you can think of. It has nothing to do with nothing. In fact, you make it sound like this is a Larry Holmes, Mike Tyson situation, where Holmes was retired for 3 years, and then all of a sudden, good old Don shows up and offers him $3 million to fight Mike Tyson. Well, he took the bait, and this was basically Larry Holmes is the past. Mike Tyson was the current and future. Okay, and then he didn't even get a full training camp when he fought Mike Tyson. Well, he still took it, and it was dirty what they did to him, yeah. But guess what? He took it. He lost. Moved on. Okay? So what you do in this situation is make it sound like Lomachenko was retired, and all of a sudden they came and got Lomachenko out of retirement, or he was brutally beaten in his last fight. Now Tank wants to fight him. No. Bottom line, he's coming off of an impressive win, right, against George Kambosos. So all of a sudden, wait, did George Kambosos wait for him to get old? No, when he fought George Kambosos, these are two top-notch fighters, and this and that. And the funny thing is, a lot of people was thinking George Kambosos was going to win. Somehow, now, because Lomachenko is clearly the one that ducked, and y'all know this, and you get in your feelings because there's no way you can defend it and not sound like an asshole, that's what you're trying to do. Regardless of how stupid you sound, you're trying to make an excuse as to why he's walking away. Why do you have to make an excuse? It's not like we saw an article that said for some reason the fight's off. No. His own guy explained why the fight's off, and that it's Loma. Loma's walking away. You didn't hear him say, yo, listen here. We're not fighting because Tank Davis is overpriced himself. He's asking for $40 million. Nope, that's not what you heard him say. That's not what you read. That's not what I read to you, because it's not there. He went into detail about it doesn't matter how lucrative the fight is with Tank, which he made it clear. We know that this is an extremely lucrative fight, but he's not motivated. Okay? He wants to spend time with his family. He wants to come back. No, it didn't say he wants to retire. It says he wants to come back. So the next person he fight, did that person wait for Lomachenko to get old? See how you guys flip-flop with the excuses? So now, guess what? He makes it clear Lomachenko is the one walking away. Somehow you guys come up with a stupid nonsense excuse about, Tank's overpricing himself asking for $40 million. Man, you guys are pathetic, man. You're truly pathetic with this nonsense. Okay? Reality check. Nobody's perfect. And it's not about, let's just attack people. Well, no, it's not. This is boxing news. So, if the fight was on, That's what my video would have been about. But the fight's off. And what bothers you is because it's Lomachenko's fault. Bottom line, grow up and be men. Making excuses is not going to change anything. Making excuses is not going to erase what happened. You bringing up, oh, but what about that? No, fuck that time. You guys are so petty, okay? Yeah, Tank Davis and other fighters as well in every weight class have done their share of ducking. Now it's Loma's. Now Loma's doing the ducking. So let's bring up everybody else but Loma. I've never justified Tank or nobody for ducking. So your comments to me is stupid because, bottom line, I call it like it is. So you have no argument here. Just admit the fact this dude is ducking, point blank, period. And that's like I said, exactly what I said you guys are going to do is exactly what you're doing. And when he comes back, I don't want to hear shit about, oh, Tank is ducking now. Oh, because Tank can easily say, man, fuck you. We were this close to negotiations. We were this fucking close to finalizing the deal, and then all of a sudden you pull out. And it had nothing to do with no fucking fake bullshit, $40 million. Just like you guys are just like Deontay Wilder and Bob and Shelly Finkel with this fake $50 million bullshit. It's some weird ass stipulation. All of a sudden, 24 hours to sign, no negotiations, take it or leave it. All yeah, right. I know, right. AJ's moved on and made that $50 million against Ngannou. You know who's still bringing up that fake $50 million? Wilder fans. Yeah, exactly. And you guys are doing the same shit for Lomachenko. The same exact shit. Oh, what, shut up. Shut the fuck up. Fuck, what could have happened? No, right now. The here and now. You're bringing up Devin Haney against Tank, but you're not bringing up, that Tank ducked Devin Haney. Yeah, he clearly did. Okay? And just like when you were making excuses, when you hear for Tank not fighting certain guys, then you hear Leonard Ellaby say, hey, Tank's in charge. Tank is the man. Whatever Tank wants, that's what Tank gets. Only Tank can make offers. No one else can make him offers. What did I say? If this motherfucker don't want to fight for $20 million against Devin Haney, okay? And he don't want to, whether the Saudis are involved or not, bottom line, he's turning the money down to say, fuck it. I do it when I'm ready. I told you guys, he's complacent because he's going to make money regardless. And until people start saying, you know what, fuck you, Tank. I'm not coming out to watch your fights unless you're fighting the guys who want to see you fight. He's going to continue to do whatever. Now, he just fought Frank Martin, who's a good fighter, and he beat him. You guys already wrote off Shakur Stevenson. He's boring. Shakur can't beat nobody, blah, blah, blah. Okay. T.O.'s not at 135. He's at 140. Why are we skipping Lomachenko, right? Did I just not make this fucking video? Did I just not make that clear? Yes, I did. So who are you talking to? You're not talking to me. Only thing you're fucking doing is expressing your little sissy feelings about your little connection to these male fighters. No, I have no connection to none of them. So you're not talking about anything worth even talking about in your responses. You can't be a man and say, yeah, Loma, what's up with that? Why you duck? No. What about that time when Tank could have fought him? Yeah, I know. Grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up. We can sit here and play this whole game with every fighter about why didn't you fight this guy? How come this fight didn't happen? See, the problem with you guys too, you want to keep score only for select fighters. You don't want to keep score when the fighter you like do it. So we're not going to make excuses for either one of them. You can think whatever you want to think, but I'm going to call it exactly like it is. Okay? If it's wrong for Tank, if it's wrong for Devin, if it's wrong for whoever, it's wrong for Loma too. Loma Christ don't get a pass from me. So you guys can play all of this Loma Christ, you can do no wrong. No, Loma's ducking. And he has no right to come back after walking away because he wants to spend time with his family, no problem. He's not motivated, no problem. So he has no right to come back and talk shit and act as if someone owes him something. Okay? Not to mention, he's not the A side in this. Okay? And no $40 million, that fake $40 million bullshit, nothing. Okay? If that was the reason, if that would have been the case, that's exactly what Edith Clemens would have said. Okay? We're not fighting because Tank Davis overpriced himself. You know who's saying that bullshit? You are. It's not coming from no fucking Lomachenko or nobody there. I posted the words of Aegis Clemens and you still make excuses for him. Because that's the type of people you are. Let's sit here and make excuses about everything. We can't just be simply be men and say, Loma, why the fuck are you ducking? You guys live in the past to deflect. You guys live in the past to protect. But all you guys are doing is the same thing that you complain about other fans doing. I'm nobody's fan. I have no emotional attachment to no one fighter. None of them. You guys do. Now, talk to me in the comment section. Never fall in love with lies like you guys do. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people like you guys show. And I will catch you motherfuckers on the next video, as I always do.